Hello everyone and welcome back to our little farm Serenity Springs, and let's have a look at what we actually have done here already. We got so much done in the last few episodes. We have the American Standard Donkey. We have the Tamworth pig that moved in last week's episode. Here you can see the building and the pigs on the outside as well. I have to tell you that I had a little bit of a problem with the pigs because they acted completely weird, at least two of them. One of them always ran out of the stable towards the fence, jumped over it, got boxed in, got put back into the stable, ran out, ran right to the fence, jumped over it, got boxed in, got back into the stable, and so on. It was like, it was repeating the whole thing again and again and again. And I did have a second pig as well that just walked out of the habitat, which was also a little bit weird, and did the same thing all the time as well. So I had to change the fencing a little bit, made it a little bit higher, and now everything is completely fine. No pigs are escaping anymore. Everything is fine, as I told you. We do have the Sussex chicken here in the chicken coop, and we also do have the petting zoo area with the alpine goat and the hill Redner sheep. Yeah, I think it is that. And we also built this beautiful corn maze in the last episode that is actually working quite well. We do have some guests that are enjoying our little maze and walking right to the center of it, where we do have the the exhibit for the tortoises. Yeah, what are we going to do today? We are going to have a habitat for the Scottish Highland Cattle. I was thinking about what I wanted to do because I told you guys in the last video that I always want to do something special, something new. Not just a building with the animals, an outdoor habitat. No, I wanted to have something special, something extra. I didn't know what to do for the Scottish Highland Cattle that would make it so extra or would be a great addition to the stable and the outdoor habitat for the animals. But then I thought of a visit to the zoo in Stuttgart in Germany, where they do have some kind of a farm as well for the animals. Well, I don't know if they still do have it because they undergo some kind of renovation and creating a master plan and stuff like that. So I don't know if the actual farm is still existing, but they had this building for their cattle where the visitors actually could go in on one side of the stable and could go out on another side, so they could walk through the whole thing on some kind of an elevated path. And I wanted to have something very similar to that in this build here as well. And yeah, that's actually what we are going to build right now. You could actually see when I was starting with the ground shape of the building, we do have the opening on the left side here, right behind the shelter for our Tamworth pig. So the idea is that our guests would walk right behind the shelter of the Tamworth pig and go into the shelter of the Highland cattle, and then walk out right next to the right side of the Tamworth pig habitat. So they are right in the right next to the habitat for the Sussex chicken. So that's the plan. I had a little bit of work to do with the path, because that tool is it is something. Let's keep it that way. It was a little bit problematic, but in the end it worked out pretty fine. And I'm also getting used to using those elevated paths with the grid option. so that we do have these, not those curvy paths, but do have these sharp edges on it, and I really do enjoy that. And if you're doing something like this for elevated path, it totally makes sense and makes it so much easier. Yeah, so as I said, this was what I was going to do. And if you can remember, in the first episode, I think it was the first episode, I also put down all the stuff buildings that we would need for this little farm here, or little park, whatever you might call it. And I told you guys that I'm going to have them inside, hidden hidden in the buildings that we do have in here. So we did that in the last episode. I think it was for the trading center. Was it the trading center or was it something else? We put a stuff building inside the shelter for our Tamworth pig, and we're also having this big stuff building here now inside of the shelter for our cattle. So there's only one thing left. That's the vet building that we're going to have inside something that we're building for the alpacas in the next episode. Yeah, this also means this today is the second to last episode already. Can you believe that? After next week's episode, we are finished with Serenity Springs, and we built a whole farm and had every single animal that we do have in the Barnyard animal pack in the game. We gave all of them a home, and that is pretty awesome. And it went by so quick. Can you believe that? It's, let me think about it, 6 episodes now? Yeah, 6 episodes. That's totally crazy. Yeah. So what I forgot to tell you guys, something that I forget all the time, so you know what time it is right now. We're almost 6 minutes into this episode, or almost 7 minutes right now. You know what time it is. It is the perfect time for you to hit the like button to my video, and also to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, so that you don't miss out on next week's last episode here on Serenity Springs, as well as for the new series that is coming to my channel pretty soon, which is going to Let's Build a House, before we start into recreating the Deer Park in Amersfoort in somewhere in the summer, after we are back from our huge zoo tour that is going to take place in the beginning of June, where we are going to visit lots and lots and lots of zoos in the Netherlands and some in Germany as well. So right now, as I'm recording this voiceover right here, we are planning to visit the zoo in Stuttgart next weekend. So it might be 1 weekend. Yeah, 1 weekend before this video is going to air. I wanted to have a video on all of the updates, because there's so many happened in the zoo already. So I definitely wanted to visit the quokkas, which are the only quokkas that live in Europe in a zoo. So you won't see them anywhere else. I don't know if there's any of them in the USA. Maybe you can let me know in the comment section down below, because I don't know all the facilities in the USA. So maybe there are some holders in the American Zoo Association. Yeah, let me know in the comment section, because I think that quokkas are pretty rare there as well. So I'm very excited to see them and have some video footage that I can show you guys later. Yeah, I will definitely tell you about that in the next video, so in the final episode of Serenity Springs, and I will tell you if I was able to see them and if I was able to record them as well. Yeah, so here you can already see my vision for this shelter for the cattle coming to life. We do have the elevated path right here. where our visitors can have a look inside. And I'm pretty happy that it worked out so well as the animals in the end arrived. They are using the shelter, they are using the outdoor habitat. They seem to be pretty happy, and even though they are very small, I think they are almost the smallest animals here in this pack, besides the chicken and maybe the pig. But they are almost the same size as the hill red nose sheep and the goats. So this is pretty weird, and it seems to be that the size of the Scottish Highland Cattle is pretty off. But there are some videos out there. You can watch the video of my friend Salamanders that is always taking some measurements of the animals. And he got to know that the size of the animals is quite okay. So Scottish Highland Cattle are not that big. Which was a little bit of a bummer for me, because I was thinking about some of them that I saw in the zoo in Nuremberg in Germany, which I thought they were pretty big and impressive, but well, might have been a different breed of them. So maybe not all of the Scottish Highland Cattle are that small, so there must be a taller breed of them. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys know that. You can let me know in the comment section. I would be happy to know about that. I'm pretty keen on the information about all the exotic animals, but yeah, not so much into domestic animals. So if you have any information for me on that, I would be pretty happy to know that. So right now here in the video I'm creating the skeleton of the building, which is something that you might have seen doing me many times right now, because I think that makes things so much easier for me to do it that way, because you have the shape of the building, you know where to put in the walls, how the whole roof is going to look. You can also see I had some interior made in here as well, so that we do have some kind of different boxes for the animals. I'm going to create yeah, something in the background as well with the new fences that we got with the DLC, yeah, wasn't the DLC, it was the upgrade, I think. So I'm putting those in here as well in the background, which would be something that you might actually see in real shelters for cows, where you could separate the calves from the cows. Which might be a pretty mean thing, because the main reason you are doing that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but the main reason you separate the calves from the cows is because you want to prevent them from drinking the milk from the mothers, which is, yeah, I don't think it is the right thing to do. Yeah, but I don't want to open a discussion about that, if it is something you should or should not do. Yeah, just doing this for the part of realism in here. So putting some hay bedding in there as well. And then we actually might be done with the interior work this far. We're going to have some benches in there as well in the later stage, and we're also putting down some decals and stuff to make it look a little bit more like an older building and not this completely new and shiny ones. I didn't want to have that in here, so we're going to go with the vibe that we also do have for the Tamworth pig shelter, I guess. You're creating some railings in here as well. Well, not in here, out here as well. And I have to apologize because this build or these buildings that I did recently, many of them are not accessible, which is something that I usually think about a lot, but yeah, in this case I didn't. I just don't know why I didn't think about that, but yeah, I just didn't. And I'm really sorry about that because, yeah, as I told you guys, usually I'm thinking about doing buildings and viewing galleries and stuff like that, making it accessible at least at some point so that everyone, including people in a wheelchair, could experience the zoo or the park in the same manner as people without disabilities. So yeah. Here you could already see how easy it is to build something like a railing. It is especially easy when you don't have curved paths, when your paths are just straight and you just have to copy the railing from the one side towards the next side. Then it is pretty easy to do something like this. Just build it on the one side, select it and copy it and put it on the other side as well, and you're completely done and everything is symmetric and looking nice. So the next thing we are going to do is having a gate in here that is actually movable, so that you easily could open or close, and I built it just like that, like we did for the Tamworth pig as well. My inspiration for that was actually the build of Herr Badatz, which is a good friend of mine and also a great YouTuber. You can check out his channel here on YouTube as well. He's doing zoo tours and speed builds. He's building a beautiful wildlife park right now. I think I mentioned that in the last episode as well. Yeah, I think I did, as I built the same thing for the Tamworth pig. Yeah, because I really do enjoy this kind of building a gate. So yeah, and I'm very thankful for yeah, some of my friends and different YouTubers that are such a huge inspiration for me. I'm not just watching the videos of Caesar Creates, for example, which is yeah, an amazing creator and so creative, and especially when it comes to realism, I think there are not many YouTubers or content creators out there that can build things in a manner that he is able to do. So he's definitely a huge inspiration for me, as well as the lay designer, yeah, which inspired me as well to do YouTube videos. She was the one that I was watching from the beginning. I think it was even before Planet Zoo launched. I did watch her videos when she was building Koali Beach, which was a cooperation project on Planet Coaster that she did with Silverette and Rudy Rankamel. And what was the other guy's name that was in the project in the beginning? I have it on my tongue. Oh my god. Kiralis? I think that was his name. Yeah, I watched the videos from that time on, as well as Rudy Rankamel for sure, who is also so creative in everything that he does and has such weird ideas sometimes, weird but great. Also Best in Slot, and yeah, there are so many talented YouTubers out there. ZSH Plays. ZSH Plays also amazing what he can do in his zoo builds. Simply Savannah, Leaf, Dutch Lion is also a very great creator, especially the guys and girls from the Netherlands, which are amazing. As I told you, Dutch Lion, the lady designer. You also do have PS Vision Gaming, who is insane with the things that he does. You definitely have to check out his series Salland's Adventure Park, which is actually not quite a zoo yet. I don't know if there's ever going to be a zoo, but everything that he is building, this is realism. It is almost more realistic than actual real life. You have to check out his videos to understand what I mean, but yeah. So, but enough for advertising for other YouTubers. Going back into this build today. As I said, we're going to have some kind of decoration in here. We do have the wall stickers for the cattle. We are going to put down some or many of the decals here to make it look like an older building that is not just being built a minute ago. And then I think we are ready to go on the outside and take care of that a little bit. We're also doing some kind of decoration and scenery pieces on the outside as well before we finish the whole thing, but yeah. Yeah, and as I told you guys, next week is going to be the last one. And I'm really curious to know what you guys think, what we should do for the last episode for the alpaca. I told you guys in the last episode that I was thinking about a shop because yeah, alpacas are known for their wool and for the products that are made out of this, and I was thinking about building some kind of a shop, but we do have a shop at the beginning of Serenity Springs, which is still not working. Yeah, I'm so over it talking about it, that those gift shops yeah, are still a mess and don't work, but it is what it is. So I was thinking maybe we are still going to build a gift shop, but something that actually is working. So we're not using the modular one, so we are building one our own and decorating it our own and having our own stuff in there, so that actually people are able to go in there and purchase something. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about that, if we should do something like that. Also let me know in the comment section if you experience also those problems that I do. Because what I learned so far is that I actually could have fixed the whole gift shop situation by placing the counter on a different angle, so that the angle was a little bit too too bad for our staff member to actually go in there and go to his counter, so that actually the guests could go in there as well. But yeah, I tried that, it didn't work. And what I learned so far as well is, if you do that, if you put the counter on a different angle inside the shop, your guests actually might be able to go in there as well as your staff member. But in the end, your guests might be stuck in the gift shop and won't be able to get out there anymore. So yeah, I would be curious to know if you guys experience something like that as well, or if it is just me or just some of you. I would be very curious to know if some of you actually are able to use those modular gift shops without any further problems, if they actually working quite fine for you. And yeah, if so, tell me your secret. I want to have that too. Yeah, well. Oh, and I also did forget about something. How could I miss that? I have to sing a little song for you guys, because you know what day it is today? It is actually my birthday. I just forget about that. How could I? So, yeah. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, bake and play. Happy birthday to me. Yeah, wow. Happy birthday. Okay, guys. Yeah, it's my... Should I say that? No, I'm not going to say that. You know what? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think how old I am. So some of you might know me from live streams or have seen a photo of me already. Some of you don't. Some of you might only have heard my voice. But I would be so curious to know what you guys think how old I actually am. Yeah, I'm gonna solve that secret, or I'm gonna give you the answer to that question in the next episode, but I would be so curious to know what you guys think how old I might be. If you're thinking I'm older than I actually am, or if you think I'm younger than I actually am, which I hope you think. Yeah, but yeah, just let me know in the comment section. I would be so glad to hear about that. Okay. So there's that. I'm creating the outdoor for our cattle. Having that said, we got a little patch for the for Planet Zoo. Not just for the Barnyard animal pack, but for Planet Zoo in general, where Frontier fixed some things and also thought they have fixed some things that they actually did not. Yeah, but they added some fences that they seem to have forgotten when the DLC was released. That was something that I was talking about in the showcase when I did that as well, I think. Where I noticed that we do have those wooden fence gates, but we don't have the actual fence. So that was why I created the actual fence myself by using the wooden beams from the conservation pack, I think, or was it the Twilight pack? No, I think it was the Twilight pack, or a combination of both of them. Because I really liked the structure and the design of the fence, so I created it myself, and I was using that for our petting zoo, and I also wanted to use that for the cattle in here as well. Yeah, if you want to know how to create that, you can actually watch the episode for the petting zoo. I always forget about that word. There you can see how I created that. And if you want to download that, you can actually wait one more week, because next week, when we are going to finish Serenity Springs, it will go into the workshop as well. So you can download the whole park. You can copy those buildings that I created in here, saving them as a blueprint, and use them in your zoos as well, or in your farms. Might work there as well. You could actually use all those buildings in your zoos as well. You don't have to create a farm or something like that. It also would work for a petting zoo in some of your city zoos or whatever you are going to build. So just having some more bushes in here, and then we are going to add some animal enrichment items as well. Just putting some trees around the outside of the habitat so that it actually looks a little bit better, and you don't have to look at this plain and simple and boring. Yeah, that tree where the animals can scratch. And usually I don't like the feeder, the scarecrow feeder, but it fits so perfect in a farm theming, so I don't mind it this much in here. Yeah, we are already done. We are in the real-time part. We're going to have a stroll around this beautiful little farm, having a look at all the animals, walking across our Tamworth pig into the shelter for the cows, and having a look at the cows as well. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and I hope you liked what I created in here. If you did so, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. We are so close to 2,000 subscribers, so that would be so great if we would actually reach that. I don't think we are going to reach that for my birthday, which would be pretty great, but yeah, I don't think this will happen. Yeah, all I have to say is enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week as well, when we are going to finish Serenity Springs. Bye guys!